Hello, Easily React fans. I am back today after a while. Um, so I just thought of this video to make. I thought it'd be a good idea. I have not done this yet. It's going to be my top 20 movie list. It took me a while to come up with the list, as it does for a lot of people. Some movies had to get left out, so I'm just going to go some honorable mentions off the bat. Monsters Inc. is one. It's a very nostalgic movie for me. It's my phone that just dropped. I got a glass protector. I just saw Inside Out too. That was really well done. I used to not really care for those movies, but I think they're really, really creative now. I hope Pixar continues on to that trend. Um, The Shining did not make the list, unfortunately. Great horror movie. Not my favorite Jack Nicholson movie though. And the sequel Doctor Sleep was very very good. I'm a very I like horror's part of my top genre and fantasy too. Um, hmm. Nightmare Before Christmas did not make the list. Sorry, Jack. Um, yeah, but definitely claymation is amazing to me too. Also, Spirited Away was also a very good movie. But anyways, that's really all most of my honorable mentions that I can think of right off the bat. So I'm just gonna dive in with number 20, and I'll just be showing some images off of Google Images. Get the list pulled up here. All right, my not my 20th favorite movie. I just rewatched a couple days ago. Very high in the nostalgic factor for me. I love those movies. Is going to be Disney's Tarzan. I love. I have way more appreciation for Phil Collins now because of Genesis. I love his work in Genesis and his solo work in the Air Tonight and Land of Confusion. Great songs. I kind of wish Land of Confusion was in Tarzan, but that would not make any sense whatsoever. But yeah, this is such a great movie. And it was in the first Kingdom Hearts game too, so that's also. But yeah, what a great movie it was. Just the animation style, with the vine swinging down. I love it a lot. So yeah, that's my 20th. 19, very great movie, very underrated movie. I feel is going to be Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood. I have never seen the sequels to this movie, but this movie is just very. It reminds me of early Batman. I kind of wish Clint Eastwood could have played Batman, but yeah, this is the closest he ever got to it. The villain in this is amazing. Again, talking about Batman, he's it's kind of like a Jokerish performance this guy gives off, which is yeah, it's a great old movie and very good if you like cop dramas and all that, and suspense and all that stuff. So yeah, that's 19, 18. Yeah, very different. Talking about a very different movie from Dirty Harry. It's gonna be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. What an excellent B. What do you call it? Like a B comedy horror. Yeah, I love this movie a lot. I love to watch it in Halloween time and the summertime when it's hot out and it doesn't get dark until like 8 or 9. Yeah, just love it. I know Universal Studios had a haunted house made after this a couple of years ago, and that looked awesome. That's on my bucket list is to go to the Universal Horror Nights. But yeah, I love this movie. Very soft spot for this movie. All right, that's 18. Go down the list here, guys. 17, and these movies are going to be totally different from each other in genres. So just to let you know. 17. Step Brothers. I feel like this is the best Will Ferrell comedy out there. The other guys with Mark Wahlberg is a close second for me, but yeah, this movie was just, it makes me laugh every time. Catalina Wine Mixer. Yeah, John C. Riley is an amazing actor as well. He does more dramas. He is in a great comedy, music comedy called Walk Hard, Dewey Cox. But yeah, I definitely got to watch this again this summer at some point. Hopefully, a neighbor comes along and we watch it together. All right. That is 18. No, that is 17. All right. And number 16 is Lost Boys. I watched this a while ago too. I used to be kind of mad on this movie. I love the soundtrack is one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. Love the 80s. Love the 80s factor to it. But yeah, it's a very good movie. It's kind of like a grown up Goonies in a way, with supernatural because they're vampires and all that. The Goonies is also in my honorable mentions. But yeah, what's his name? Keith Sutherland plays a great vampire in this, and I love the cave with the Jim Morrison poster there. Yeah, it's a great movie to check out if you're into vampires and killing them and how to survive them and stuff. Yeah, very uncringe like Twilight. So yeah, that is The Lost Boys. Number 16, number 15, very underrated movies in my opinion as well. Going to more horror. This is Creep. Um, Creep 1 and Creep 2, they were found footage movies. This guy plays a stalker, basically like a Facebook stalker. And There are more. There's a series coming out with them apparently that I'm very excited for. And yeah, this just gets very weird, very creepy, and I love it a lot. I mean, this guy usually plays just in like comedy TV shows, and he made this along with his buddy. And it's been on Netflix ever since. Like they usually take down movies. This is one of the movies they've kept on. I just think because of the fan appeal to it, they've kept it on there. And yeah, it's definitely one to check out. So that is number 15. Yep, number 14. Also one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. If you're into Jethro Tull and folk like I am, The Wicker Man is right up your alley. Midsummer copied a lot of this movie. They took a lot of inspiration from this movie. I don't want to say copy, but yeah, The Wicker Man. Um, just what a weird movie. But the soundtrack is amazing, like 70s psychedelic folk. I want to say, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna uh, recommend Larry Graves to listen to some of that. He's already listened to one song, but I wanted to listen to another one. That's Canadian Stud Muffin. Um, but yeah, this is The Wicker Man, and just look at this. Yeah, that's that's something else. So yeah, um, a cop gets into a religious cult looking for a missing kid who wasn't missing at all, and just he's offered up as a sacrifice. And these are people who just they're in a cult and they're not Christian. They're just very what do you call it? I don't know, like Midsummer was. So that's The Wicker Man. Kind of losing my voice here. All right, number 13 is also a very subjective movie. Some people thought it was terrible. I thought this movie was right up my alley. The ending kind of left a little bit to be desired, But Beau is Afraid is my number 13 movie that it just came out last year. Um, the people that I tried to get into this, they didn't get it at all. And but I love it. I love Joaquin Phoenix. Also, another honorable mention. Forgot to put it on here. Joker. He played an amazing Joker. I can't wait for the sequel. Coming in October with Lady Gaga of all people. Very interesting. They're making that a musical, by the way. Yeah, but this movie was very, very bizarre. Kind of like Truman Show, I want to say. Uh, that's pretty good art right there. But yeah, Beau was Afraid. You definitely just that's definitely one of the movies you have to experience at least once in your life. That's all I can really say about it. It just yeah, I love it. Especially with people with anxiety, this movie really gets into those deep roots. So that's Beau was Afraid. hmm Talk about a complete different movie again. Number 12. Happy Pride Month, by the way. This is The Birdcage with Robin Williams and jeez, I forgot this guy's name. He's in a lot. Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane. It is funny when you close your eyes and listen to this because you just think of the genie and he plays Timon from Lion King. So it sounds like them talking with each other as a couple. But yeah, this is probably my favorite Robin Williams comedy. I want to say. Keep saying that a lot. But yeah, I especially because I came out 5 years ago, it has more of puts more into my heart about all this. Especially because the dad that they made is an extreme left right wing politician. But yeah, it's funny. They bring up politics into it, and they play a very very good couple in this. Basically have to play it straight for this conservative family. They have to pretend they're husband and wife, and just look how on she's got a wig on and everything. He thinks he thinks that's his husband and doesn't even look his wife and doesn't even look the part really. So yeah, that's the Birdcage. Definitely a great movie to check out in June if you're an ally, of course. It is funny. Gene Hackman in drag. That is something else. I should probably pull that out. That'd be funny. Look at that con candy man. Call him cotton candy. All right, that is number 12. Number 11. Oh my gosh, this might be one of the most nostalgic movies of all time for me. Peter Pan. I just watched this 2 nights ago, and movies that make me feel like a kid again, like watching it as a kid, it makes me tear up. And this, I mean, the soundtrack in this is just, it's beautiful. I also want to point out that this movie, um, oh, talking about pirates, Pirates of the Caribbean is also an honorable mention. See, I left a lot of movies out, guys. But yeah, this is possibly my favorite pirate movie of all time. It's even beating Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, for me, in a matter of taste. Jason Isaacs, who plays Malfoy in the Harry Potter movies, plays an amazing Captain Hook. Um, but yeah, this movie, especially because I am a Nightwish fan now. Nightwish pulled a lot of their movie from a lot of their music from soundtracks, and this whole soundtrack for the pirates fights and everything reminds me of Nightwish. It definitely reminds me of Nightwish a lot. I saw that there's a fan video made with the movie clips in this for a Nightwish song, so I definitely got to check that out at some point. But yeah, this is my favorite Peter Pan story they ever put on screen. Um, funnily enough, I never saw this in the theaters. I rented it when I was a kid, and I fell in love with it. Um, but yeah, after watching it again 2 nights ago for a very long time, I was just blown away by it again. So that is Peter Pan, 2003. All right, number 10. Talk about Nightwish again. uh, this might be kind of high for some people. Lord of the Rings, just all three of them. I kind of consider them all one long movie. If they ever do that, like put all the movies into one movie. Um, but yeah, just what more can be said about Lord of the Rings and that there hasn't been said? It's just so epic. The music, um, Gandalf the White and Gandalf the Gray. That game sucked. um, yeah, just incredible. Yeah, that's all I can really say about Lord of the Rings that hasn't been said already. So number 9, it's in a hot generic Halloween. Number 9 is Halloween, the original one, and then the first remake movie was the best one in my this one after the follow up. I'd consider just this one and that remake as the best canon movies in my opinion. But yeah, it just nails the atmosphere of Halloween just to a T. There hasn't been any other movie that nails Halloween as good as the original one. Um, yeah, just incredible, atmospheric, spooky. Michael Myers, what can more be said about that guy? So, and I also think Halloween 3: Season of the Witch was a very great and underrated movie. Even though it didn't have Michael Myers in it, it was still a really good movie. So, all right. Um, number 8, it's going to be the It miniseries with Tim Curry, one of my favorite actors of all time. This is a really good picture. Um, that's really small. I hate when the pictures come out small like that. But I think this movie, like the remakes were great in my opinion, but I think this one to me because I read the book multiple times. It's probably my favorite book of all time. This miniseries captures the friendship way better than the remakes did, and I like that the setting of the 1950s works more for me than the 80s when they had this remade. Um, yeah, so they grew up in the 1950s and then they're adults in the 80s. I think that just works way better. But yeah, just Tim Curry nails the role so good, and there is some corny acting in this, but that's kind of the charm of it. It's like kind of like the Goosebumps series back in the day. Um, but yeah, I love it. I definitely gotta watch it again this summer. Um, yeah, there's really nothing more that can be said. Um, the book's always going to be better than the movies, though, in my heart. But yeah, that is number 8. Number 7. Yeah, this is my favorite space movie of all time, Interstellar, with Christopher Nolan. I saw this with my dad and my brother at the Science Center IMAX, and it to this day it's one of my favorite experiences watching a movie ever. Um, just definitely gets you into the isolated vibes of space, and it's a father and daughter story more because he left his daughter back home and then doesn't see her until she's on her deathbed basically, and it's just amazing, mind bending movie. The soundtrack is beautiful. Yeah, so that is number 7, I believe. Yeah. Talking about complete change up once again. Oh man. Yeah, number 6, I believe. Yep, number 6 is the SpongeBob movie. SpongeBob is my favorite kids cartoon of all time. So nostalgic for me. I got to meet Tom Kenny last year at the Iowa Comic Con, so that was definitely a life changing moment. I got his autograph. Um, yeah, what more can be said about SpongeBob? The classic's always the best one. And there is a new movie coming out this summer, I believe. I got to check out. So Goofy Goober. Oh, and also got to capitalize on the video game because it's one of the best movie adaptation video games of all time. Very, 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 very fun. So yeah, that is SpongeBob. Number 5 is, yep, Christopher Nolan once again. It's gonna be The Dark Knight, just epic, brutal. Heath Ledger as a Joker. Um, man, he was also great in The Knight's Tale, which would also be an honorable mention. However, if I ever made a top 100 list, Knight's Tale is definitely going on to there. But yeah, what more can be said about his performance? Sad what happened to him. But yeah, The Dark Knight is probably the best Batman and Joker ever put onto screen as of now. The original one, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson was also very good, but just the brutal nature of this one, and that it just feels so down and gritty, um, just amazing. So yeah, that is number 5. Number 4 is going to be Coraline. This movie still blows my mind after all these years. It's one of my favorite movies. Um, it's basically a movie for adults and children. Back when this came out in theaters, I just saw the poster for this, and I thought it was a girls' movie. It literally, to my mind, I thought it was going to be for girls, and then I rented it at the video store just on a whim, and man, the first time I ever watched it was like, um, I used to get really creeped up at the Goosebumps, like the Haunted Mask episodes and all that, and it definitely had the same factor on me as those. But yeah, the way that they just made this movie, claymation is one of the hardest art mediums ever. Just it's just an incredible feat. Yeah, definitely. The music is also really, really cool. I like to listen to it in October time at night, driving around. Just gets you into the nostalgic moods of like of dreams as a kid, and that sometimes it can go sour. You got to survive on your own kind of deal. But yeah, in my mind they make a sequel where she's an adult and she's still trapped. The theory is she's still trapped in the other world. She never really made it out. I think a sequel would be that she finds a way. She's trying to find a way out of the limbo that she's put in by the monster, the other mother in this movie. But that's just in my head. I don't think they'll ever do that because they also got to appeal to kids, and I think that would be way more adult and dark movie. But yeah, this movie I love to watch first time movie reactions on it for YouTube all the time. Definitely a shocker of a movie at first. So amazing, Coraline's amazing. All right, number 3. It's going to be 2 movies combined. I got Harry Potter Azkaban. It's probably one of my favorite movies in the series. Um, just the change up from the second one to this one was very unexpected at first. I watched all the movies in theaters. But yeah, this one was definitely a grower. I think it's amazing now that they nail the vibe of Halloween and November time in this. Gary Oldman as Sirius Black is amazing. Um, just an amazing movie all around. Um, and then I got the two last movies ever. Deathly Hollows. Just the War for Hogwarts is so epic, and the first one is great to watch in November and December months. Yeah, just I'm a Harry Potter lifer for life, fan for life. So definitely love them. I hope they can make a movie. The Cursed Child. That's a rumor that's coming out that they want to come back to it, but the official thing is that the HBO Max series that's coming out. They're making a new one, new series for it, which could be intriguing. But yeah, the Deathly Hollows. They made these movies really really cool. So yeah, those are my two favorite Harry Potter movies. Number two, I think it's pretty obvious what this one's going to be. Don't say his name three times. It is Beetlejuice, not Beetlejuice Green, not that guy, even though he's very funny. Beetlejuice. I'm so excited for the sequel. Just reacted to that trailer a couple of weeks ago. Just what more can be said from my heart about Beetlejuice that hasn't been said? It's yeah, it is my most nostalgic movie. It's one of the first movies I ever watched as a kid. It's the first movie I ever got as a gift. Um, yeah, I love Michael Keaton's performance. There's a thousand things I could say about it. Um, just from the mind of one man comes this wacky movie about the supernatural afterlife and just the aesthetic that this movie gives off. Man, I hope the sequel does not disappoint because this movie just it's going to be a forever love in my heart. So yeah, Beetlejuice and number one. Spies and funny enough, it's one starts with it. My number one movie of all time is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. This movie just is the best movie ever for a person who lives with mental health issues as I do, and how to break away um, the stereotypes of that, and how to live with other people that have the same issues as yourself. Nurse Ratched is one of the most vile. She really gets like a strict teacher would, that you just think has no heart at all. Yeah, she. I read about her. She's only seen this movie twice because she hates her. She hates her performance in this because she's a very nice person in real life, and she just does not like it at all. But yeah, Jack Nicholson, what a performance from this guy. Definitely my favorite movie of all time. I love the relationship of Chief and Jack. The basketball game is so good. This basketball scene is so funny. Um, yeah. My story with this, how I got introduced to this movie was I watched it in my film class at DMAC, and they said he said the title before he watched it the next day. He said One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, And I had that title mixed up with To Kill a Mockingbird, so I thought I was going to be very bored with the movie, and it was just such a surprise that I mean Danny DeVito's in it, the Doctor from Back to the Future, just a lot of actors are in this. Just what a great movie. The ending's so sad. But yeah, that is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and that is my top 100 movies of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely recommend me some movies to watch. Sorry about my coughs. Hope you have a great night and peace out. Bye.